Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Manning Field for Northeastern Conference Boys Soccer. Gloucester at 2-5, coming in against our classical team that's having a very good year. Classical boys are 7-1-3. A win tonight for Classical would put them 1 point away from qualifying for the state tournament, with a lot of games left to play. And they're trying to make it 2 in a row over Gloucester. They beat Gloucester at Gloucester. And it's also senior night. The classical seniors will be introduced. The underclassmen are forming a line of honor. Parents, relatives, friends, parishioners have lined up. Billy Devon, the athletic director of Link Glasgow, will announce them. Eric Moreno, I have to say Eric Moreno Jr., the new coach at Glasgow. Eric Moreno Sr. is the new coach at Lynn Tech. Both doing a very good job, but Eric Jr. has been outstanding with this team, getting him on the brink of a playoff spot this early in the season. They've only lost one game. They're undefeated in the conference. I don't know the last time Classical finished first in the Northeastern Conference, if ever. Billy Devon is going to start the announcing. So the seniors are lined up next to the net. They'll walk through that line of honor, and their parents, relatives, friends, and parishioners will greet them. Alex Marin is number 20. They all have flowers for the mother. They never give gifts to the father. They always give flowers to the mother. 18 is Eva De Leon. Number 12 is Ayman Alabasi. Being greeted with the coach and assistant coach. Gabriel Novoa, number 8, has got some very big goals for Classical.
Matthew Julio, number 19.
Number 19 is Matthew Julio. Billy Devon, Eric Moreno was saying it's Julio. If his first name would probably be Julio, but the last name is Julio. Alex Amaya got a big goal the last game for Classical, number 11. Kept them going. A big 3-0 win over arch rival English.
Josue Pena, number 14.
14 is Josue Pena. This is virtually a senior-laden team, Glasgow, this year.
Joshua Baker, number 17.
17 is Joshua Baker.
Kevin Rodriguez, number 15.
15 is Kevin Rodriguez, another one of the seniors.
Jeffrey Robles, number 16.
16 is Jeffrey Robles.
Alex Juarez, goalkeeper.
Alex Juarez usually wears 24. He's the backup goaltender.
Captain, number 4, Ivan Valera.
Ivan Malara has played very well for the Bulldogs back on defense.
Captain,
These are the captains now that are being
Molina.
Kevin Molina Orellana, number 6. And I believe the last one is the goaltender, Daniel Cortez.
Captain, number 0, Daniel Cortez.
The goaltender, Daniel Cortez. He's been outstanding.
Let's hear it for the 2018 Lynn Glasgow Soccer Seniors. Play ball.
The 2018 Lent Classical Soccer Seniors, who are going to make some kind of history if they keep winning the way they're doing. We mentioned they're 7-1-3. A win tonight will put them 1 point away from qualifying for the tournament. Something they've done it before, but they're also undefeated in the conference. I don't think they've been that way in quite a while. So right now, Gloucester is standing in the way. Glasgow's looking to make it 2 in a row over the Fishermen after beating them at Gloucester. And we'll be having picture taken and ceremony on the field, and we'll get ready for soccer here at Manning Field. We're just about set to start. Glasgow in their normal green, Gloucester in their white with the red pants. As we mentioned, Glasgow's trying to make it 2 in a row over Gloucester, beating them at Gloucester. And I was wrong. I was right in the sense that they would need 1 point if they played 20 games if they win this one. A tie tonight against Gloucester would put Glasgow in the state tournament officially. They only play 18 games, so they only need 18 points. And the girls are closing in too. It's been a few years since Glasgow has qualified for the tournament. It's been 5 or 6 years, I believe, since they won the conference. And as I mentioned, they're undefeated in the conference. Daniel Cortez in net. You saw him being honored, the last senior being honored here on senior night. And Ethan Cooney is in net for Gloucester. They get it in the middle. They knock it all the way back. little give and go. Glasgow coming down the far side. And Gloucester nailed the Glasgow player and took him down. They break it up. Headed away by Gloucester. Marin broke it up. It went off Amaya. And we're going to get Glasgow for a takedown. And Glasgow saying, I got to get knocked down, you didn't call it. Gloucester gets knocked down, you're calling it. This is straight on from inside the 30-yard line. You can certainly reach the net from here. So this would be a scoring opportunity for the Fishermen. They pop it up. Boy, they popped it up and out in front, about 3 feet away from the net. Gloucester reached in, got a foot on it, and knocked it over the net. That was almost a very perfect play. Anthony Schwazo stepped in with that free kick that was coming from Ishimwe, and it was right on net, and he stuck his foot in front to try and tip it by Cortez, and he got under it and knocked it over the net. Gloucester that close to getting on the board first. Glasgow keeps it in. They take it down the far side. They knock it all the way back. Looking for Amaya. Blocked. De Leon got a piece of it. Molina Orlando got it. Now it skips past everybody. Glasgow's going to get there first, pushing it down the far side. They knock it down the far corner. Can they get there? Yes, they can. They keep it in play. They got a header, and it got knocked in by Gloucester. It actually went off a Gloucester player. Amaya will get credit for the goal. Great hustle to keep the ball in play on that far side. They threw it out in front. And Amaya was there to tip it. And it looked like it got deflected by a Gloucester player. Amaya will get credit for the goal. I think it was Navoa that made that rush and threw it out in front, kept it in play, and hustled to get it. So just what Gloucester didn't want to happen, happens. Glasgow gets on the board very quickly. They knock it deep, and they call Glasgow offside. Navoa just about a step. So Amaya gets credit for the goal, and that was a Gloucester player out in front trying to knock it away, get a piece of it, and instead he deflected it by his goaltender, Cooney. And Glasgow's on top 1-0, and they're going to call Glasgow for contact, and Gloucester will get a free kick. They get it out in front. Gloucester will head it away. Coming to the near side, a little over the head action, knocking it away. And Gloucester clears it, and he'll take it upfield. Amaya broken up, gets it back. They knock it deep, and they knock it deep again. Out in front, Amaya looking for it. Tries to tip it by. Gloucester will knock it out of play. Gloucester will get a corner kick. Coming from the near side, Gloucester will gather about the 10-yard line, and then everybody will break. They sent Mallara in thinking they might little tip it to him. Gloucester covered it, Mallara. They couldn't do it. Novoa tracks it down, keeps it in. Nice little shift. Throws it out front, headed away by Gloucester. And they knock it very deep. And Gloucester will knock it out of play. Out off Gloucester. So big night for the seniors, big night for Gloucester. Now they switch it and say it went off Gloucester. A win or a tie, and Gloucester will be officially in the state tournament. Trying to get loose. They lost it. Have to start over again. Gloucester picks it off. Marin with it. They were trying to throw it upfield. It got knocked out by Coelho. Gloucester gets knocked down again, no call. Marin gets it in the middle to Molina Orlana. They knock it deep, and it's going to go out of play. They knocked it too deep. Very nice night here at the ballpark. There's a bit of a breeze, but it's certainly not cold. And for the first time in like 3 or 4 days, it's not raining. People don't need their umbrellas. Gloucester heads it away, and Gloucester got knocked down. Mallara went up and got a head on it, and they went over him from behind and knocked him down. Blocked. Amaya pass picked off. They throw it to the other side. Gloucester will start it from there. And he carried it out of play. They tip it deep. Gloucester hustling. They're going to get there. Throw it out in front. Gloucester pops it up and then heads it away. And Gloucester will control and bring it back the other way. Gloucester knocks it out behind the Gloucester bench here. Gloucester will get the throw in at midfield. And Gloucester lost it out of play. 10 minutes into this first half on senior night. Gloucester leading it 1-0, a quick goal. They knock it deep. I don't know if either official can tell who knocked it out. Neither official were anywhere near the play. They were battling. They tried to keep Gloucester away and let it go out of play. Gloucester signaled, Classical signaled. The officials, they give it to Gloucester for a free kick, a corner kick, coming from the far side. Headed by Gloucester, but they headed it away. Perfect kick. They knocked it right out in front, almost dead center. And Gloucester got a head on it, but knocked it wide. And Classical just got mowed a little bit by Suazo. Classical with a little over-the-shoulder kick. Gloucester stays with it, takes it away, and we're going to get Classical called for a little bump or push or shove. Gloucester will kick it away. Pop straight up in the air. Marin tips it. Molina, Orlana knocks it back. Classical couldn't keep it in, they knock it out. Ixlad's got a head on it, knocked it upfield. Gloucester gets it back, and they're going to call Gloucester for a knockdown. Classical will get a free kick. Pena will take it. Drives it. Knocked down, taken away by Gloucester. Knocking it to the far side. Trying to get it to the net. It goes wide. Gloucester will track it down and keep it in play. And now Gloucester knocks it out. Substitutions for the Rams. Also trying to get a little bit of revenge. Gloucester football team came here and upset. It's hard to say it was an upset. Gloucester was undefeated coming in. Two very good football teams. But Gloucester scored with 8 seconds left to give Classical their second very tough loss. So Classical would like to get a little bit of revenge here. Classical knocks it away. Gloucester trying to keep it in. Still with it. Classical broke it up. Finally cleared away out near midfield. Ashibwe knocked it deep. Classical heads it out. "15 minutes into this first half, 1-0 Classical on senior night and possibly state tournament night. Headed up. Classical try to give it to De Leon on the near side, and Roblay's pass got picked off. De Leon knocks it deep. Robles trying to get there. He got nailed. That was just a two-handed shove knocking him out of bounds. No call by the officials. Boy, they're letting him play. Glasgow coming back the other way. If they knock it too far, it's going to go out of play. Let there be light here at Manning Field. The sensors don't work right above my head. So if there's nobody sitting at the other end of the press box, that sensor works and it shuts everything off. The lights go out and we have to run up and touch the floor and turn the lights back on. Glasgow will get the throw in. Off a few heads. That one off the chest. Glasgow coming down, trying to throw it deep. Blocked and knocked away by Gloucester. They pop it up, looking to go down the far side. They pop it up out of play. And they pop it out of play again into the Gloucester bench area. Looking to get it to the net. They knocked it deep, and it's going to go out of play. There's a pretty good breeze blowing. I'm looking at the flags off to my left, and they're fluttering from left to right. So when you get anything up in the air like that, it's going to take off. Just like that. Cortez is going to come out to the right near side of the net, and he'll kick it away. And he gets it high in the air. Drops down at midfield off Molina Orlana. Gloucester, again, using that long pass, trying to get loose. They walk in, they take the shot, and they score. They knocked it down. They drilled it over the shoulder of Cortez, under the top crossbar, inside the near post. Good hard shot by Anthony Suazo. So they said they've been throwing those long lob passes. They've been fading out, going off to the right and going too deep. This one stayed to the far side. Suazo tracked it down, went in and hit a rifle shot that went over the head of Cortez, under the top crossbar. And Gloucester has tied it up. Pena knocked it down. Gloucester was there to knock it loose. Gloucester keeping it in. The Glasgow end. They've kept it down here for a while. As we have a body go down. Halfway through and counting. Glasgow taken down will get the free kick. And it kind of holds up going against the wind. As they knock it down, we're just past the halfway mark. Gloucester has just scored to tie it up after Alex Amaya had scored a goal to give Glasgow the 1-0 lead. And just past the halfway mark of this first half, it's Glasgow 1, Gloucester 1 with a timeout down in the field.
What's your grade in my class right now? C minus?
I wasn't sure he was good for anything.
What do you got, C minus?
I didn't know if he was good for anything.
I got an A plus.
They come out of the timeout, and we're right back where we started, dead even. Glasgow got that goal, and actually it was Gloucester that knocked it in out in front of their own net. So it's actually Gloucester 2, Glasgow nothing. They knock it deep down the near side. Robles is going to get there. Throws it across, and it was behind. But they take the shot and score. Navoa couldn't get the shot off. It was behind them. Robles made a great pass across. It was behind Navoa. It looked like it was going to be off the mark. It got deflected, and it was a Glasgow player coming down, and we have to find out which Glasgow player it was. But a nice pass by Robles, and it wound up with Navoa. Couldn't get the shot off. It was behind him. And Glasgow's got their 1-goal lead back. Gloucester coming back. They tip it. They tip it back. Glasgow breaks it up. Nice job by Pena. That was Suazo lining up to try and get his second goal. And Pena took it away. Robles got a piece, but Gloucester kept it alive. They're going to call Robles for a push-off.
Glasgow goal. Scored by number 8, Gabriel Galvia.
They gave it to Navoa, but I didn't think it was him. I thought it deflected off him. But officially, they're giving it to Navoa. And now, Coelho, one of the two are going to, it might be Suazo, it might be Coelho. Glasgow set up that picket fence from just inside the 20. Scoring opportunity, they knocked it over the net and out of play. Dead center of the net, but they lifted it over the net. So Glasgow had a great rush coming down the near side. Robles threw it across. It looked like the play was dead because it went behind the intended receiver. When it did, it was deflected back, and it was a Glasgow player coming up. I didn't think it was Navoa, but that's who they gave the goal to. And he rifled it in. And Glasgow's, I mentioned when he was being introduced as one of the seniors, he had got some big goals. over this early season. And they're crediting him with another one. Haskell taking it up middle of the field. They get it to the near side. They knock it deep, looking for a break. It was a little bit behind again, and when they reached back to get it, Molina Orellana kind of slipped and fell, couldn't get control of it. Now they knock it deep again, but Gloucester's going to get back there and knock it out of play. So I might have read the numbers wrong. It might have been Molina Orellana who was going to the net for that pass for Robles, and it went off his foot. And Navoa was the trailer who knocked it home. That's how we get credit for the goal. So I think the 8, what looked like an 8 was a 6, that the ball bounced off his foot, deflected back, and Navoa was coming full tilt and was able to bang it by. Haskell squeezes it through, and they got a break. Trying to walk in, Gloucester trying to catch up. They had to take the shot. That's Navoa. He had to take the shot because the defense was bearing down on him. I think it was Perez that was chasing him down. It looked like he might have a break, but Perez hustled and caught up to him. And he had to take the shot a lot earlier than he wanted to. Gloucester knocks it out. Glasgow heads it out behind the Glasgow bench. From long range, Coelho, the left foot, got it to the net, but it took a big hop, and Cortez was able to handle it easily. He boots it out to midfield. It's headed deep in the Gloucester end. Molina Orellana leaves it. They get it back to Zalea. And they bang it off Gloucester. De Leon banged it off Gloucester. Now, Ixlodge almost had a breakaway. And now they're going to call Glasgow offside. Glasgow saying there's a defender right here with me. I'm not behind the defense. But they call the offside. Haskell picks it off. Robles. And they're calling it off Robles. He couldn't get around Ishimwe. Ishimwe will take the throw in. Too far ahead. They were trying to get it to Gomez. Glasgow couldn't control it. They got a piece of it, but it bounced off the leg and it deflected away. Gloucester gets it back. Trying to walk in, looking for a shot. Glasgow knocks it away. It goes out. Gloucester will get a corner kick coming from the near side. It slices behind the net, out of play. Never made it out in front. Pena will kick it away. Line drive. Headed away. Glasgow with it. Broken up. Robles. Broken up. Took a header. Skips past everybody. And then Gloucester's going to knock it out. Ten minutes and counting left in the first half. Glasgow on top, 2-1. They tip it by, and then it gets knocked out by Ishimwe. Ixlodge throws it in. And knocked out by De Leon. Ishimwe will take the throw in. Gloucester knocked it out. Ishimwe knocked it out again. They'll get the throw in a little bit deeper now. Lara in the middle, broken up by Gloucester. Swazo pops it up. Glasgow knocks it away. And Glasgow knocks it deeper. Robles took it away. Now we got bumping and banging going on. They pop it up. It's going to go over everything wide and out of play. I think 7:29 left in this first half. 2-1 Glasgow on top. We're going to get another timeout. Out of the timeout, Glasgow in control. They changed the goal, and I thought they gave it to Navoa, and as I mentioned before, I didn't think Navoa got the goal. Because it was Navoa out in front. Robles pass hit him on the back foot and deflected away. And they're calling it Gomez, number 9, coming down that far side. They're giving him the goal and Navoa the assist. And it was Robles coming down the near side. He threw it out in front, and I was right the first time when I said it was number 8 out in front. The pass was behind him. He reached back with his foot, but kind of tipped it away from the net, back. But there was a Glasgow player trailing, and they said it was Robles. Gomez. And he, good hard shot, knocked it in the net to make it 2-1. The free kick is loose, and Gloucester knocks it in. It deflected away everybody from the backside. It went through everybody, and standing on the back door on the far corner I think it's either 6 or 8. So Gloucester came back again to tie it. Al-Swadani, Mohammed Al-Swadani. Knocked it home. So twice Gloucester has come back to tie it. That was just a long kick that went by everybody. And he was just in the right place at the right time. Knocking it to the net. And Glasgow was in the right place at the right time. I think that's Gomez again. That was Naveau with a perfect kick. Listen to me, I took care of it. So 9's getting on the board. 9 for Gloucester, 9 for Classical. That's Gomez's second. A perfect kick. And Gomez again coming down the far side. This time all he had to do was wait for it and just bang it home. And Classical has their 1-goal lead back. I don't know if it bounced up against somebody in the hand. Headed away. And they pop it back to the net. Cortez comes out, grabs it. Suazo was sitting in his lap, hoping he dropped it so he could tip it home. Boots it out to midfield, takes a big hop. Gomez had it. Bumping and banging going on. They're letting them play. Gloucester winds up down on the field. Glasgow knocks it back upfield. Headed away, but Suazo collected. And they're going to... It was Suazo giving a two-handed push to Malara, And they're going to call Malara for the contact, and Gloucester's going to get a free kick with an opportunity to tie the game up again. It's going to be from inside the 20, almost straight on. It will be straight on from the 20. We're in the final 2 minutes. I'm not sure what the official is doing, standing talking to the Gloucester shooter. It looked like Swazo gave a good two-handed shove. Now he's looking for his second goal. Cortez made the save. Nice job by Cortez. That was inside the far post. That was going to tie the game up. Cortez come away with the save. Good job by the senior captain. Tipped and deflected. And Gloucester will knock it out of play. Closing moments of this first half. Gloucester knocks it way up in the air. Headed away by Pena. De Leon knocks it down. It gets kicked away. Gloucester knocks it deep. And Glasgow will let it go out of play. Running down this first half. And it's kind of a late first half. There's another game coming up. Glasgow and the Gloucester girls. Because we had senior night, and it took them a long time to line up and finally introduce all the seniors. And then after they introduced them all, the parents, relatives, friends, and parishioners stayed out on the field taking pictures, so it was still, Gloucester was ready to go for a long time, but it took them a long time to get it going. I think they called Classical offside, but at the same time they blew the whistle ending the half. So we played the first half. It's been back and forth. Classical's had a 1-goal lead 3 times. The last one holding up so far, it's Classical 3, Gloucester 2 at halftime. Welcome back to Manning Field. As we get set to start the second half, Classical leading at 3-2. Gloucester came back twice after Classical scored to tie it, and Classical got a second goal from Fernando Gomez late to take a 3-2 lead, and that's where we are as we start the second half. So Robles with 2, Amaya with 1. It's Swazo and Alz Wadani for Gloucester. We mentioned before, Classical trying to make it a sweep. They beat Gloucester at Gloucester. And they try to make it 3 out of 4. English and Classical boys and girls swept. I think it was Monday. This being Thursday, it could have been Tuesday in this week. So the girls are playing next against Gloucester. If Classical couldn't win this one, they'll try to make it 4 for 4, the last 4 games they played back to back here. But there's still a lot to be left to be played in this one. And Gloucester has come back twice to tie it. So you can't bet against them coming back again. Headed away. They knock it deep. Pena will track it down. Pena and De Leon and Zalea and Alabasi, excuse me, have played well on the back line. Gloucester walking in, trying to throw it in front. It got blocked. They didn't get a good shot. They hit kind of a ground ball, and it got deflected along the way and got knocked out. Gloucester's going to get a corner kick. Matt, I need somebody, Gloucester's down that end. I need the goaltender and their racket. Tipping it by, nice job Gomez, and then he tried to throw it out in front, and it got blocked. Nice defense by Ishimwe. Gloucester heads it back the other way. Pena collects, deflected away, gets it to De Leon. Back to Pena. The defender's playing catch. They try to throw it in the middle. They threw it in front of Malara. Tipping it across field. Picked off. Gomez picked it off. Gets it ahead to Navoa. Pushed it by. Couldn't go get it. Al-Hassani pops it up to the middle. Gloucester coming back. Swazo knocks it ahead. Gloucester looking for a shot. Cortez made the save. Nice job out in front. The shot, Cortez made the save. He left the rebound in a wide open net, and the defense come over and knocked it away. I think it was a layup. I want to make sure to get his number correct. That was a big-time defensive play. Cortez went up, got a hand on it, dropped it, grabbed it just before Swazo could get a piece of it. And it was Zalea that made that defensive play. In the middle, they knock it to the far side. Haskell coming down the far side. Haskell will keep it in. Gloucester slides and knocks it out. Gloucester took it away. They knock it deep. And there's Zalea getting there first and knocking it into the Gloucester bench area. Gomez, upfield too far. Navoa was breaking, but way too far ahead. And they bounce it off Navoa out of play. Kept in, Navoa punches it to the middle, too far. Molina, Orlana, Glasgow got a good bounce there. And now Glasgow has it broken up. And there's Zalea knocking it deep. Gomez tips it straight up in the air. Navoa trying to tip it by. Gloucester breaks it up. De Leon had it knocked away. Pena knocks it deep the other way. Foot race. Gloucester got there first and knocked it out of play. 3-2 Classical over Gloucester. Senior night here at Manning Field, and a very big game for the Rams. They're undefeated in conference play. That ball skipped past. Cooney almost gave up a goal. It shot hopped and got by, but he was out in front and it went by the net, didn't catch inside the near post. Gloucester will kick it away. And there was nobody from Classical around the net with any kind of a shot. They're going to call Mallara for climbing her back to get ahead. Gloucester will get a free kick. Fabian Perez, I thought was going to do the honors. Now it's Robert Mugabe. Headed up front. Swazo couldn't get a shot off. They tip it. Classical will clear it away. Big hop. Knocked away. De Leon knocks it deep. Gloucester knocks it into the Gloucester bench area. Classical breaks it up and took it away. And they call Gloucester for contact. Classical will get a free kick. Down the far side, Gloucester trying to throw it deep. De Leon got a piece and knocked it out of play. I think that one up in the stands and down the exit, and it wound up on the other side of the stands on the other side. It's going to be a long trip to go get that ball. It goes out off of Maya. Classical pops it away. Blocked. Hit straight up in the air. Alessandri got a head on it. Novoa trying to collect. Ixlodge knocks it deep. Classical trying to get there. They did. They keep it alive. They knock it back. Trying to walk in. They knock it in front to take the shot. It got deflected. They probably should have taken the first shot. Easy for me to say up here. They fanned on the shot. Ixlaz lined it up to take it, and he misfired. One too many passes for Classical, and they didn't get a shot off that last trip. They get around the defense. Throwing it in the middle. And they couldn't really get control of it. The ball was bouncing. Orlando couldn't get the shot. Couldn't one time it. Because it was bouncing. And now sliding and making the defensive play. And that was Alessandri. Throwing, coming in from way down deep. And now we look upfield, and there's a way upfield in front of the Classical bench. There's a Gloucester player down. He's up, walking out. So hopefully it was just a cramp. We mentioned Eric Moreno, the head guy for Glasgow, doing an outstanding job. Armando Manado also doing a pretty good job, the head coach of Gloucester. Knocked out, couldn't get around Asani. Swazo trying to get around, couldn't. It'll be a corner kick coming up from the near side for the Fishermen. They got what they wanted. They got a body out in front. They got a piece of it. And I thought it was Gloucester that tipped it over the net. But they're going to give Gloucester another shot at the corner kick. Tipped away by Glasgow. Taken away by Glasgow. They knock it to the near side. Gomez pushes it by, and now looking to get by. Broken up nicely by the defense. Alisani back to Gomez. And they're going to call Gloucester for running over Zalea. He takes the free kick and knocks it deep. Gloucester knocks it away. Pop to the far side. Glasgow knocked it out. And here's Zalea making another nice defensive play. Molina Orlando knocked it up near midfield. Gloucester took it away. And they try to carry it down the far side. It got knocked out by the Rams. "15 minutes in to the second half. Glasgow still hung on to that skinny 1-goal lead. Coming down the middle. Gomez on the near side. Alisani gets around one. His pass is broken up. Zalea knocks it ahead. Ixlage. Back to Zalea. They give it back to Pena. It winds up on the far side with De Leon. Long lead pass, trying to walk in, went off a foot, and it's going to go out of play. Pass just a little too far. They had a man breaking, and was just a little too far. Ishimwe will kick it away. Swazo pushing it up. Bodies go down. Swazo looked at the official, wanted a call, didn't get it. Navoa keeps it in. Gomez trying to walk around. Has it knocked away, and he gets knocked down. Classical looking for a call. They get it. Swazo looks at the official and said, "What about my call?" Classical's going to get a free kick from right around the 10-yard line. A little bit of an angle. Josue Pena's going to take it. Gloucester sets up their picket fence. He aimed it, put it right in the right spot, going for that far corner. And Cooney just dove and smothered it. Good shot, good save. Good bid by Pena, taken away by Cooney, the goaltender. And now Classical got out in front, took the shot, and it bounced up, got under it, lifted it high over the net and out of play. And that's Navoa, I think. Still bouncing around. They knock it deep. Bounces off Patton. Patton gets a head on it. Swazo with it. Trying to walk in. Lost it. They knock it away. Blocked. Classical gets it back. Robles to the far side. And we got Classical getting knocked down. Classical will get a free kick. Popped straight up in the air. To the far side. Gloucester couldn't keep it in. Right into the Classical bench area. Halfway through and counting the second half. 5 goals in the first half. Nobody has scored yet in this half. And there's a solid shot and a nice save by Cooney. From a tough angle, he put it right on the net. Navoa trying to get around. Maybe stopped like they thought it went out. Gomez lost it. It gets popped up. Alisani heads it back the other way. And it went off Navoa, and Gomez couldn't save it. Again, bodies go down. Again, Swazo talking to the official. looking to get a hit on it out in front, still controlling it, and he just stuck a foot in to try and get a shot off. Classical is saying it got tipped by Gloucester. Now the official says, yes, you're right. That was Melina Orlana between a couple of defenders, stuck his foot out, and it got deflected to the right side, and Classical winds up with a corner kick. Headed away. Suarez got a piece of it. And then Novoa ripped it, but pulled it well wide to the right side out of play. Good solid shot, but he got too much mustard on the kick and pulled it. Gomez has it knocked away. Suazo coming back. Broken up. They knock it deep, and it gets knocked away. Patton knocked it away. Novoa a step away from picking that up and walking in. In the middle. They get the shot off, it goes wide right. Good bid by Alex Ixlaj. Way down in the wings, the Gloucester girls and the Classical girls are waiting patiently. They've been warming up and running around for quite a while. This game started late, and then we had senior night introducing the seniors, made it a little bit later. Popped in the air. Gloucester will clear it away. Classical picks it off. Lead pass, Zalea is there to knock it away. Stepping in Alessani to knock it away. Gomez gets it, and then Gomez, they put a bear hug.
44, 1.
15 minutes. One tick over 15 minutes left in this one. Classical, we mentioned 5 goals in the first half, none here in the second half. It's Classical 3, Gloucester 2. One tick over 15 minutes left in this one. We got a timeout down the field. One tick over 15 minutes left in this one. Classical leading it 3-2. And we look like we're going to set records the way goals were being scored in the first half. And all of a sudden, 0, nada, nil in the second half. It's still 3-2 Classical. Classical's been on top 3 times. Gloucester's come back twice to tie it. Gomez's second goal near the end got Classical at 3-2 lead. Trying to get the shot off, it got blocked. Novoa shot blocked. Alessani misfired, and it went out off Classical. Popped up, and that was a little bit of a flop, I think, for Suazo. He got bumped, and he just went almost like sat down. I'm going to finally get a call. Mugabe gets it, and sliding and knocking it out and making another big-time play is Christopher Zalea. That was laying out in front, and anybody gets a foot on it. I don't think Cortez could have had a chance of blocking it. But Zalea just slid and knocked it out. You'd rather have him with a corner kick to the goal. Out in front, it gets popped up off Gloucester, out of play. They knock it deep. Navoa couldn't get there before Cooney, who came all the way out almost to the 10-yard line to grab that. Looked like Navoa might have a break pass just a little bit too far for him to go get. And Cooney was able to go get it. Now here we go again. Cooney out again. Navoa short change trying to go get it. Skips past Alisani. And here's Zalea making another very nice defensive play. They knock it deep. Zalea is there to pop it out of play. Gloucester just kept it in bounds. And now they don't keep it in bounds, it goes out. The forward knocked it to the middle. Ixlage gets it. Glasgow around the perimeter. Gloucester tipped it almost. Knocked it to the net. They would have had a breakaway. And we're going to get Glasgow, I think, called for contact over there. Gloucester will get a free kick from just outside the 25-yard line. Out in front, Gloucester missed it. It was Coelho looking to knock it down and get a kick. Skip past him. Glasgow got the throw in. Ixlage. Lopez Funes is now there, back now on the back line. Also trying to knock it deep. It got knocked down by a Shimwe. Now they knock it deep. Another foot race. Cutting inside and getting the shot. Navoa stopped short, let the defense go by, picked it up, had the shot, and knocked it right into the goaltender. They're coming back. And nice play. Nice defensive play right there. I think that was Mugabe who just slid and knocked that play out when it looked like Glasgow might have a breakaway. Gloucester, a couple of nice shifts. Gets popped up. Gloucester keeps it in. And then they're calling it off Glasgow. It looked like Gloucester got a head on it, but they're calling it off Gloucester. So 10 minutes and counting left in this one, 3-2 Glasgow. Senior night and possibly state tournament qualification. They try to knock it down and get a shot. Robles will get it out of harm's way. Gloucester got a head on it, but they knocked it out and up in the seats. Glasgow trying to hold on to this 3-2 lead. Gloucester's been a few times all around the net where one little bump, and there's a little bump there. Lopez Funes just knocked Coelho down, and it'll be a free kick with an opportunity for a score here. Mugabe will take it. Glasgow heads it away. And Mugabe's going to call for the trip on Gomez. Gomez pushed it by him, was going to go by him, and they called the trip. Glasgow will get the free kick. Pop straight up in here. Suarez, long lead pass looking for Coelho. He'll track it down on the near side. And stepping in and knocking it away is Lopez Funes. Zelaya got a head on it. Glasgow pops it away. Gomez with it. And he just lost it. Glasgow took it away. Gomez gets it back with a rush. Trying to knock it deep. Patton got a piece and knocked it to the middle of the field. And Mugford got there with Glasgow bearing down. He knocked it clear across field. It's going to go out of play. Glasgow will get the throw in. Yeah, Glasgow got taken down, no call. Deep down the far side, Gloucester trying to make a play. Pena hustling. Gloucester throwing it in front, and here's Zelaya again, right in position to knock it away. Off Patton. Novoa looking for it. They knock it upfield. Gloucester will track it down. Suazo gives it to the far side. Long pass. And that was Alabasi knocking it away. Gomez controlling it. Knocks it deep. A foot race. Cooney gets out there ahead of Robles. Nice try by Gomez with the pass. Bodies go down. And you just keep playing. No call. Woodman had to call that. Who do you give it to? They both went up. They both looked to get it. And they both wound up flat on their backs. Pop straight up in the air to the near side. Alabasi got a head on it. Another head. Gomez trying to knock it deep. Novoa knocks it deep to the far side. Robles trying to keep it in. Gloucester will knock it out. 4 minutes and counting left. Classical 3, Gloucester 2. Suarez knocks it deep. De Leon blocked it, took it away. And Glasgow bring it right where they want it, in the Gloucester end. If Gloucester doesn't score, Glasgow doesn't need any more. Navoa trying to walk in, broken up. Try to slide ahead, it got broken up. And then Glasgow sees Coelho take it away. Gomez had it, lost it. He went down, and it gets knocked out. Also make a quick substitution. They're going to be a little giddy up in their step. 3 minutes and counting left. And with actually 3 ticks over 3 minutes, Gloucester calls a timeout. Glasgow 3, Gloucester 2 with just over 3 minutes left in the game. 3:03 left after they break from the timeout. Gloucester needs a goal to tie. And a tie, Glasgow doesn't want to tie. They want to win, obviously. They want to get the best record they can and hopefully maybe get a home game in the tournament. But a tie would not hurt Glasgow because a tie would put them in the state tournament as well. And the girls are being extremely patient. They put an awful lot of time and energy in the 2 end zones warming up. And now both girls' teams have walked over to stand behind the benches. And it's funny because the Glasgow girls' bench is going to be where the Gloucester boys are. And the Glasgow and the Gloucester girls are behind the bench that is now the Glasgow boys' bench. So it almost looks like the 2 girls' teams are rooting for the other team. They lob it in. Gomez can't go get it. Patton kept him away. Good job by Patton. He just wouldn't let Gomez get around him. And it finally rolled into the goaltender, and Cooney kicked it away. And there's Zelaya knocking it away from Suazo. And it goes out of play. Final 2 minutes and counting, and we're well into the final 2 minutes. Glasgow kicks it upfield. Robles couldn't get to it. Glasgow got knocked down. No call there. Coelho trying to get around. Glasgow knocks it away. And they have to wait because they get 2 balls in play. Patton will take the throw in. And with Suazo right in his lap, Cortez comes out and grabs that off the shot by Perez and boots it high in the air and out of play. Gloucester trying to hurry. And now Patton has to track it down. Time winding down in this one. And again, a strange game. All 5 goals, 3 for Glasgow, 2 for Gloucester in the first half. Nothing here in the second half as Payne just drives it back, and that's where they want it in the Gloucester end. And they blow the whistle, and that's going to do it. So Glasgow is officially in the state tournament. They pick up their 8th win. They're going to go to 8-1-3. Gloucester is going to drop to 2-6. It was all 5 goals in the first half. Amaya knocked it home to give Classical a 1-0 lead. Swazo tied it at 1. Gomez picked off a pass. Robles made a great rush down the near side, threw it out in front. It went off the back foot of Novoa. Gomez was trailing the play and knocked it home to make it 2-1. And then Mohammed Al-Swadani banged it home to make it 2-2, still in the first half. And then Gomez got his second goal to make it 3-2, and that was it. No scoring in the second half. It winds up 3-2 Classical. They'll go to 8-1-3. They pick up their 19th point. They are now officially in the state tournament. They only needed 18 points. And Gloucester will drop to 2-6. So Classical 3, Gloucester 2. Classical sweeps the series, beating them at Gloucester and here at Manning Field. So we hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.